You know, we got a mayor's race coming up. Yeah. Oh, you knew that. It's one of those ballot issues that it's still on the ballot, even though we're talking about school consolidation and buying booze on Sundays. We still got this whole mayoral thing going on. There are not one, not two, but three people running for mayor. We've talked to two of them already. Number 3, Gary Minchew is in the studio right now. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Well, if that ferry boat over the Withlacoochee would speed up a little bit, I'd have been here on time. But nevertheless,
we're sitting here saying, "Oh, please get here! You're driving us crazy." How you doing this morning?
Great.
You are running for mayor.
Yes.
I'll ask you the first question. I asked the other two people running for mayor. Why are you doing this? You don't have to do this. You can retire and be happy and all this. Why do you want to be mayor of Valdosta?
I've been interested in politics for a long time. I always said my life's ambition was to be chairman of the Industrial Authority. I did that and start looking around, for something you could do. There's a need for jobs in Valdosta, and I've been providing jobs since 1970, and I was 26 years old at the time. And between our projects that we do ourselves as developers, I can get up there around the mall and I can do the 360 degrees and I can see a project that I brought to Valdosta, whether it's Best Buy, just on and on and on. I enjoy what I'm doing, and I think I can take that talent and use it for the city of Valdosta.
Now, for people who don't know about your background, because I've seen your name not just on the campaign signs, but I've seen you around as like a real estate developer, broker, whatever. Tell people about yourself, your business background, and who Gary Minchew is.
Well, I've lived here all my life, and I was in the building business for a few years, then I decided to get in the real estate business, and basically I just broker commercial real estate. We do a lot of developing of small shopping centers ourselves, and that's just what I've done. And when I pick the campaign signs, my real estate signs are that old ugly yellow, red, and black, and you see them. And so I was picking campaign signs, and everybody says, "Oh, you need to use red, white, blue," and I thought, wait a minute. I've got years. People see those colors out there, and they know it's Gary Minchew. So we did all our campaign signs the same color, and they show up.
Now when you have these signs out there that say jobs, 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 let's talk about the jobs, because that's obviously number one problem, not just in the city, the county, the state, the nation. How do you go about doing that? Is this a matter of recruiting people? Is it about building up the job base? What are the best elements that you, in the mayor's position, could bring to the city?
Well, first thing, government doesn't provide jobs. So this is not talking about some hiring program for the city of Valdosta. But I've been doing this for so long, and it's contacts that I've developed over the years. This project that's on the west side of I-75, that the big one that Bass Pro and all were talking about, that still kind of might happen. When the economy went bad, Bass Pro just pulled back. They haven't told us, no, we're not going to do it. They just keep saying, we'll wait till the economy's right. And then, of course, the department stores, there's 2 major department stores that are not here now. It's part of it. There's another sporting goods store. There's Carrabba's, and just on and on and on, people that will go over there. But, the big fish leads the pack, and until they get ready to go, Bass Pro, to get them to come to Valdosta, somebody has to write them a check for $25 million just to get them to show up. The developer is from Tampa, and he has another site in Ocala that they want to go into real bad, and he's told them it's 2 or nothing. He wants them in Valdosta. And he's got to write a check for $50 million to Bass Pro, and he's willing to write it. And he's still excited about developing his project in Valdosta. The landowners over there understand what the situation is, and they're willing to put it on hold. Johnny Morris, that owns Bass Pro, has been to Valdosta. We picked him up at the airport, and he said he wanted to ride with my wife. She was a lot prettier than I was, so she got to haul him around, and I got to haul the lower echelon around. But she must have made a good impression on him.
As all these, as we're looking at businesses coming in, and obviously if you've been doing commercial real estate, I got to call you out on this. You're the person I blame for not having a Dunkin' Donuts in this town then. You know that. What? Commercial real estate? Have you, I mean, do you get to selectively say Dunkin' Donuts and you can, no? Come on. How's that work?
Well, Collins ate them out of business when they were here before.
We'll talk about this later.
It's a press agent. You know?
The balance, of course, is always if you're going to bring jobs and growth, and you know the flip side of the coin is you want to keep Valdos's charm and character, and
sure.
Of course, you don't want to get too big.
Well, I mean, this is something that I enjoy. The sweet little ladies will say, "Why don't you get us a fabric shop here?" Well, there's two companies that are fabric shops. One of them's been here and left, and Walmart is kind of in and out of the fabric business. But believe it or not, every time somebody asks me about that, just like you asked about Dunkin' Donuts, now they've got a trio package now with Baskin-Robbins, Dunkin', and something else. But my wife's going to hear this, and she's going to have me a note written by the time I get back home, check Dunkin' Donuts. And so next time you invite me out here, I'll have you an answer about Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay, well, I just want to know we can get on that.
And, you know, one thing is just like people say, well, a Dunkin' Donuts sure would go great at the corner of St. Augustine and Garntow. Well, that's $1 million corner. You can't sell enough donuts, you know, to pay for that. You got to make it fit, and they want to drive up window now. It's you got to put the pieces to the puzzle together.
Are there some parts of town that are just being overlooked? Because I know the sweet spot, you want to be out here, you want to be by the mall, you want to be by the interstate, but there are some other very good spots in town that,
sure,
you know, maybe it'd be nice if we could drop some businesses without naming names, but, you know, certain businesses. But what about Five Points? What about downtown? Are there other places that need some development as well?
Well, 5 Points, you know, the city bought 2/3 of that, and the part of it that's left belonged to LRS developers in Jacksonville. I still work for them. They've still got it on their mind, and they're waiting until the city gets started on their project. There's another grocery store I can't name, but is looking to go in the remaining part of 5 Points, and they're just waiting on a market survey. And but you just now where I think there's under merchants, if you want to call it, is the south side of Valdosta. We do all the Taco Bells here, and we've got a spot picked out on the south side of town, and we're trying to get Taco Bell to go down there, and their incentives to get people to locate in that area, and I'm well aware of those. The problem I'm going to have is trying to do this stuff and avoiding the conflict of interest.
And that leads to the next question, is that
sure,
how do you be the mayor without saying, well, and I'll throw out some names whether you're affiliated with them or not, but just as examples, Olive Garden's over there. They might put a Publix next to the Walmart up on north side, or not north side, on Perimeter. How do you avoid the conflict of interest, and what sort of disclosure do you need to have? Because the previous guy, they're looking at him and with a fine under a microscope. That's the environment you'd be walking into.
Well, I mean, I was on the Industrial Authority for 5 years. There was one tract of land that was purchased from a group of my friends. And when that issue came up, I didn't just abstain. I got up and walked out of the room, never entered the conversation. And if it's something like that comes up now, you disclose it and use your own integrity. If I've got something going on with somebody, I'm not going to say, well, come sit down in the mayor's office. Or if we're sitting in the mayor's office, I'm going to say, okay, we need to go to my office and talk about this. And it's just integrity, and you know how to do that, and I've done it, and so it doesn't bother me. I'm a very honest person.
Let's talk about some of the other issues in addition to the jobs. We know that in a couple of minutes, and for you people just tuning in, Gary Minchew's running for mayor. He's in the studio right now. Let's talk about the next issue that's coming down the pipeline. About 15 minutes, some of the guys from the QE Consolidation Group are going to be coming in. Have you taken a stand on that yet, or are you waiting to see basically whatever the voters decide? If you're the mayor, you're going to have to deal with it one way or the other.
I'm not running for the school board, so I'm going to respectfully dodge that one. It's just, I mean, really, what can I say about it? It doesn't matter. That's something that people are real vented about on both sides, and my advisors have said just, don't get into it, let them resolve it, and then if it does wind up in your lap and you got to do something about it, do it. But I really don't see, that's the school board issue, and the school boards are very well represented, and however it turns out, I think they'll be able to take care of it.
When we get past jobs, business, environment, and all the other things, are there any other issues you're looking at, especially because from the outside looking in, I always look at the city and county, not so much the school boards, but also just the county commission, the city council. Can you bring something to the table so maybe they get along a little bit better, or am I overstating that there's some disagreement between these two entities?
Well, if I get elected mayor, I'm going to be mayor, and Ashley Paulk's going to be county commission chairman. Ashley and I have been best friends since we were 5 years old. Not saying we haven't had disagreements. I mean, I didn't like it when he wouldn't fix my speeding ticket when he was sheriff. But, if there's an issue between the city and county, Ashley and I are going to go to a room or go to his farm or my farm, and we'll get it worked out. There will be no spectacles at city or county commission meetings with arguments over an issue between the city and the county. He and I work it out. He may agree with me. I may disagree with him. But we're good enough friends, you say the old saying about you can tell your friend he's got bad breath. I don't know whether Ashley's got bad breath or not, but I can tell him anything
You'll
else.
let him know if it's there.
And he will get on me in a New York minute about stuff. So that part of it will be easy.
Yeah, Minchew, we appreciate you coming by. But before we let you out of here, very quickly, let's talk about how do people get in touch with you? They want to find out more about campaign. Is there a website, email, phone number? What's the best way people track down and say, where do you stand on this?
Well, we just got the website up. It's garyformayor.org, and we'll make some changes on that. It's got a phone number in there, and if you want to make a contribution, you can do it on that website. We had it up yesterday, and it's working.
All right, so garyformayor.org. And, of course, we're going to get you back in here in October as the election gets near. And, of course, if it comes to a runoff, because there's 3 people running, it's like Thunderdome, 3 men entered, might get 2, might get 1 at the very end at some point. But if there's a runoff, of course, we'll get you back in November as well.
I hope it's just 1.
There you go. Gary Minchew, thank you so much for taking the time. Appreciate you coming through. We'll get you back on in October. Quick time out right now. We're going to step aside. Later on the program, Consolidation, the QE gang, they're going to have those in about 15 minutes. Right now, we're going to step away on News Talk 105.9. This is WVGA.